I think when I think of responsible renewable energy, I think of circularity. I think everyone has a part to play in it. And I think that's the way we solve the problem of climate change. Everyone has to participate because everyone gets benefited as well. I think we are, as mankind, we are at an important juncture. I think that the problem to solve for our generation is climate change, and for us to solve that, I think solving this problem is the biggest inspiration for me. I would say I think it's we are at a juncture where we can't ignore it anymore. So we have to work on it right now. See, any solution that is going to work in the future must have a holistic impact, as I think I've been saying before as well. And for it to be a sustainable solution, it has to have a community impact to it as well. So all stakeholders of society need to be part of it, especially the local communities around it. And also the key beneficiaries like industry, the electricity generation, where does that go? So co-ownership is really important for sustenance of such solution, for medium to long term. Yeah, I think this is really important. Each stakeholder in the supply chain, each stakeholder who is impacted, needs to feel that they are benefited out of it. There are, especially the local communities should feel that the development, the RE development is benefiting them somehow. So that's really important, and I think that has to be part of the solution. Yeah, I think there is a lot that we can learn from elsewhere, as we should always do anyways. So there could be a lot of ways for me to answer this question. I think one could be, could we, for example, could our grid be decarbonized? Now that's a long shot, right? Could we have, how can, as a country, we reduce the use of coal in electricity generation or other fossil fuels? Now, of course, these are complex problems to solve. The economy is growing, things need to be balanced. But there are a lot of case studies that we can look at from, so agrivoltaic, for example, is another one. It is very, in a way, nascent in our country, but there are places where it is working. And I am so hopeful about the future of this concept, because it's a holistic concept. It solves your water problem, definitely solves electricity, helps with biodiversity, hopefully helps local communities as well. So this is how a solution should look like, in my opinion. When I visualize 2050 and maybe the perfect RE solution, I think of a forest, okay? So a forest is self-sustaining, right? You don't put any manure to grow trees, you don't get food for animals living there, and it's so self-sustaining, and it's circular. And so the 2050 RE solution for me looks like a self-sustaining solution. So it does, it kind of fuels itself, and does not, whatever it takes from the environment just gives back and becomes sustainable. Hopefully that becomes a reality one day. Yeah. Again, I think a very, very interesting question. I think whether it is REI or we need to be better at storytelling. Okay. So these solutions need to be adopted, and people need to be convinced. People who take decision need to be convinced to adopt to those solutions. And this happens in my opinion, it starts with a good storytelling. And today, earlier on in the conference, we saw a lot of, very inspiring stories. I think what we need to add to these is a bit of a business case to them. So it could be a financial business case, but it could also be making sure that we capture the whole impact. So we just don't say that this project, you invest this much and generates this much of electricity at this cost, but we also talk about biodiversity impact, community impact, the probably water conservation impact, rainwater harvesting impact. So how can we make the whole proposal more holistic? So the work is happening, it's just about capturing those data points, creating a good story, a real story, an impactful story, and then sharing it with businesses to adopt it. Because this makes sense, right? Intuitively, it makes sense. It's just about, just putting it on a paper and, being able to communicate in a good way.